Hi, I'm back at last. I should have started this video about 4 hours ago, but as usual I got sidetracked in something and then my new toy arrived, so I got involved in that. So anyway, I'm here now, so I'm going to start make the start to it, at least the introduction, and I can do the rest later. As you know, I have in the past been involved with a company called that'scrafty.co.uk, and they have introduced to me several companies that I wouldn't... Oh, excuse me a minute. I do apologise, it's that peanut butter sandwich I had. Oh, I shouldn't have them. But they're so nice. Where was I? Oh yes, and Laura's introduced me to a lot of companies that I wouldn't normally sort of get involved with, or whose products I wouldn't see. But there's one company, stamp company, that she introduced me to, and I fell head over heels with love with the stuff that I saw. So much. Hang on a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, Alan. Focus and back. And so much so, yay! I fell in love with the stamps that they produce. Now, the company itself is called, now let me get this right here, CARABELLA Studios. Now, they're French as far as I know. CARABELLA, well, I'm going to put a link down below so you can go to the website, have a look at all the stamps. They are fabulous, and there's such a lot there that, you know, I'm kind of, you know, it'd be a case of, where's my 5th job to pay off the credit card? So, but anyway. So I'm going to show you something now. I don't know about you. I'm used to be good at drawing. However, as time goes on, and I never did it, I've fallen out of the habit of drawing, and I'm not confident in myself as a illustrator. So along came these set of stamps and also some stencils came along, if you remember, with the heads, which I think helped people like me, that we could then use heads in our work and we'd feel comfortable with the end result. Well, this CARABELLA have brought out, I've got 3 here, 3 sets of stamps. Now, they're not small, they're certainly not cheap, but when you see what you get, you can understand. If you compare it to another company, who shall remain nameless, but I don't particularly hold in much regard. Yeah, the one that repeats everything, brings out same thing but smaller, or same thing but bigger, and charges the fortune. Well, if you look at that, what you get there and what you get with here, to me there's no comparison, and I'd more than willingly pay what I paid for this. But I sometimes question what I have to pay for the other stuff when I actually get it in front of me. So this is, I don't know if you can see that, this is the stamp. Now you're going to say to me, that is not the stamp, that is just a blown up enlargement. There is the stamp. Now with this company, this stamp arrives with this block. So there's no searching round trying to find a block that will fit this stamp. It comes, sorry about the reflection, it comes with this block, which is why I say that with the money that you pay for it, having the block as well is well worth it. This one is called, this one is called Portrait Helena. Now another one, this one is called Portrait Athena, and I like the other one, as per usual, it comes on its block, mounted block, and there is the stamp. As you can see, I've used it, so though it is clean, it's just that it will get messy, but It is a big stamp. It is an A4 size stamp. Now, they don't just do heads, but though I am talking about just doing the heads at the moment. They do a lot of other things, both big and small, so I really advise you to have a look. This next one is called Portrait Hera, H-E-R-A. Now, that is a really funky image. I'm not being paid by this company. This is me. I am so impressed with this company that this is me giving them my time to promote their goods, because I am so impressed with their goods, and I have a lot of their stamps. I have 2 drawers full of their stamps, to be honest. 2 full drawers. I'll show you in a minute. Then this is, again, on the block, the other stamp that I'm talking about. Now you can actually see when I've stamped it and cleaned it how big this stamp is, but I just thought, as soon as I saw them, I thought I've got to tell everybody about them, because it's, you know, they're just brilliant. I really do like them. I'll just show you what I've got. Ow, sorry, I've hurt my leg. Because I'm going to do today, I'm going to do a watercolour in my book. See, there's another one. That has got 3 big stamps. It's not just figures, they do backgrounds. Look at that for a background. Can you see it? If you just stamped that, again, it's on a metal block. All the big ones that they do, sorry, metal? All the big stamps they do come with their own acrylic block. I mean, how much does an acrylic block that big cost you? Eh? How much would a certain company that shall remain nameless, would they charge for just a block? Not, see? This one is just, whoops, is just letters. Yeah. And then the last one on the big side is an arrow. But like I said, as soon as I saw them, I felt I needed to share with you. Now, I don't know if you can get them over in America, but I know if you speak to Laura, I'm sure that something might be arranged. Oh, you're not really sort of I'm talking above you there. And then if I just put that into there, and these are all the smaller stamps that I bought off them. Yeah. And they do that size. I've got another big one at the bottom. Then they do, that's another one. As you can see, they're really good journal images. And then they can do some flowers. If you want your flowers. Bit of text. Again, oh, that's come out of its packet, that one. Some flowers. If you're not comfortable drawing flowers, so brilliant. So I just thought I'd give you the heads up on that. Let's see, there's another flower. Now you could what could you do with that? Oh, it's practically done for you, isn't it? So, right, I'm going to put this away, and then I'm going to change the camera position, and we're going to. I'll talk about the thing. Well, maybe. I'll show you. Go on, I'll show you. Or shall I show you when it's up there? No, I'll show you when it's up there. My new one. It's not got that much in it. It's only got a few things, because I mean, to be quite honest, I should do more, but I tend to do more of my work on a canvas rather than think. But I should do more. So I'm going to say bye for now, and I'm going to put it up on the gantry again, and then I'm going to I'll open up the book, show you what the stamps got, and we'll have a bit of a play. We'll have a bit of a colouring session. I say this time I'm just going to use watercolours. Well, I'll explain when we go. So bye for now, and I'll catch up with you in a minute. Bye. Hello there, it's me. Now I've got to make an apology, unfortunately. Whoops, can I get any more light on that? How does that look? Or does it need to go under? I don't know. Right. I did a video about what I was doing, hoping to get it up last night. Unfortunately, the video was upside down. Duh. So I'm having to do it all over again. So what I'll do is I'll just show you what I did last night so that you got some idea of what was going on. My strappy thing there broke, so it kind of I'm having to use the elastic bands. This is what I did yesterday. It's just using some ordinary run-of-the-mill watercolouring pencils. As I say, I've got 1, 2, 3 sorts of pencils. These, I would say, are the mid-range. You know, I've got some Staedtler, some Bic in here, as well as some by a very well-known stationery chain here in the UK. So I sort of keep them, there's the one pile. Then I've got some ultra cheapies that didn't cost hardly anything. They come in a lot of colours. You know, the 2 sets here I bought. Don't ask me why I bought 2, I don't know. But it just shows you them something that cheap. I bought them twice. And then we have the Rolls Royce of, well, I think a Rolls Royce of colour. And these are very, very intense. And they give a really rich, deep. Sorry if I'm I just had a banana, so I'm a bit burpy. So, but nice colours. This is not the full. I think you can get a 72 range, which would be absolutely heaven. But I'm happy with these. Now, you know, anybody who's watched my videos know that I am not a champion, but I'm an advocate of colour pencils. We can't all afford to buy all well, there's a plus side and there's a downside. The downside is with these you can stamp, but you need a stamp pad, and you also need a waterproof and archival ink if you're using these stamps using water medium. These will colour. You have all the. Can you imagine all these as ink pads? Can you imagine all how many ink pads would you need to get all these colours? And then you're not also talking about you can mix them as well. However, when it comes to doing stamping, you have to use an ink pad. So that's why I think if you're keen on doing a journal, you've got no money, and at this time of day, budgets are very, very tight. We all know that. We don't have as much expendable money as we used to. So if you'd like to do journaling and get into this line, getting some colour, I would say go and get a cheap set of watercolouring pencils. These are not expensive. These are one of the cheaper brands. Again, I'm not bothered. You know, why should I pay $9, $10 or £3, £4, £5 for one brush just because it's got somebody's name on it? So these are made by is it Kuretake? Correct. They're cheap. They're very reasonable. And they're very good. It's just a case of you've got the valve there. Running water, squeeze, which reminds me that one needs filling, so let's see if I can get my water jug. No, well, I might be able to, hang on. Let's see if I can do this without getting water everywhere. That one's okay. That one needs a bit of water, and it's one of the brushes that I will be using, so let's just see if I can get some water in here. So I'm just squeezing, get the water at the bottom, squeeze, and then see if I can just tip, and then soak up. It's got to be quite careful with this. Yeah, that's another one. I would have thought just one more, and then you want to be extra careful, I would put a little jug underneath to catch the water. Let's see, I've got a little jug somewhere. A jug or paper towel. Piece of paper towel. Make sure all your work is covered and out of harm's way. And then that one is okay. This one needs some water, so squeeze it in. Right, this is the squeeze it in, and then no, that's not going to be. Ah, right, I've got some ridges here where I can fill the water in, and can I? It's a bit awkward this. I don't know why I just don't go into the tap and do it. Whoops, see what I mean? Water everywhere, so. Strange I could do the other one, but I'm struggling with this one. Oh, bum things. And, oh, see what I mean? Right, back in a minute. Right, I'm back. I'm so pleased with myself I never swore. Oh, because sometimes I've got a mouth like a navvy. Right, so this is the stamp that I showed you previously. I did this one. Whoops. However, as I say, the film's upside down. Hopefully I can resurrect that and I'll be able to put that up somewhere. I did learn that possibly I should have put a gesso down because of the thing, but we're going to go ahead with it. And I'm going to use the cheaper pencils. So what we need to do is sort of sort out some fleshy coloured tones. Right, so if we think flesh, now we should have a bit of pink there and a bit of orange, should be a bit of brown. Let's just sort of dig a few out and see where it takes us. Because what we're going to do is we're going to practice on the other side just for a little bit. Sorry I'm making a racket. I'm sure you'd rather me talk than... Is that... Yeah, that's a nice colour. Talk and say, right, be quiet. I'm going to be quiet now and blah 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 blah. So let's go for a darker pink. That might be a bit too ready, that one. Because the skin, see, has a lot more browns in than pinks. Well, pick them reds, but the lips will be a bright red, which I will dig out. I think that's going to be the lips because it's a nice deep red there. So we've got a selection of pencils in front of us now. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start colouring. Right, bearing in mind that we still have to remember where the shading is. So there'll be some shading around here. This side of the face I'm imagining would be shaded as well. It's our composition, so it's up to us to decide where things are going. So you could say that your light's coming from here, so therefore this bit here would be your shaded area, or the light's from here and then this would be the shaded area, and you'd have shading round the nose, just round the mouth a little bit, round the side of the face. This part of the hand would be shaded, in here would be shaded, and these would be darker tones here. Then this would be whatever we want to be. This I think will just be, I don't know, we'll just make it into a dress of some sort. Then we've got the hair and we've got the eyes and everything. So let's make a start, shall we? Let's try, always go light to dark. Okay, right, so just using the side of the pencil, I'm just rubbing gently over here. The reason why I'm not using the tip is because the tip would leave, well, if I show you here, the tip, if I use the tip to colour, I'd get quite a strong line, but I just want to use the edge, because I think the edge gives you that little bit softer tone, you know, softer, not tone, but softer feel, because we don't want it to be a hard, well, it's up to you, you might want it to be hard. So then let's just go down here. I'm covering all of the hand in this softer colour first, and then we'll just shove the arm here, and we'll finish about there. Right, so should we go in here and make this a bit of the neck? So, and then, but we're not going to do all of it, we'll just do a little bit here. Now, the next thing is to decide we need a darker shade. We need to start adding some darkness. So if we go using that one, shall we try this? It's not too far. It's a more of an orange, but then we've got this one here. But this is, I feel, is a little bit more pale. So I'm going to take this one. I'm going to take a leap of faith, and I'm just going to mix it in just a little bit round the edges here. Because I can drag it in with the pencil, I can drag it in with the paintbrush. So let's just go around there, and then let's add a bit here, there, and under here. Then I think we need a little bit of pink now. So I'm going to go with, let's have a look at this and see how it looks. Right, that might be a bit too ready, but that might be a bit too pinky. So while I've still got the colours in my hand, and I'm still aware of what I'm using, I'm sort of looking at them and I'm thinking, well, we'd need a bit of pink round here, wouldn't we? And we need a bit of pink round there. And shall we say, and then a bit of pink. Let's put a bit of pink there. Now I've just laid down a lot of colour. We just need to get a bit more in here, the nose. I can add the deeper shading by using a grey or something later on. At the moment, all I want to do now is do some blending. So this is where we jump in with our pen, and we think, right, it's a leap of faith time. You know, we put the colour down. I like to just squeeze the pen until the water comes out. There we go. Can you see? I've got to pick that up. Then I just wipe it off. So we're now just going to mix it all in. I'm just doing circular motions. Now with this paper I've found that when it got wet it did pick up the paper. It sort of, well, I don't know what the technical term is, but the paper sort of did start to crumble a little bit under the water. So I found out that I had to be quite quick when I was using the water, and I wasn't to get it too saturated. So but I still had to keep the brush quite wet. As you can see, I've only squeezed it the once so far. I might have to do it again in a minute for this side, because I can feel it start to drag. It's not flowing as it should do. So let's give it another squeeze. You can see the water coming out. There we go. Right. And then, as I say, unfortunately, when it's wet, it does drag the paper. So let's go around here. I am not a professional illustrator. By no way, shape or means. So, as you can tell by the way that I've used the stamp as my main, to help me make, because I couldn't have drawn this figure. I could have copied it, but I don't think I could have drawn it. I'm sorry if it's going quiet a few times. Right, it's a bit messy around here. It's a bit too sort of pinky. Can you see? It's a little. Whereas I'm quite happy with it up here. I think what I need to do is now dry it and add a bit more of the base layer, because to me it's a little bit as if she's been under the sunbed too long, because it's a little bit orangey, which is, yeah, I suppose if you're going for that look then it's perfectly fine, but for the first layer I'm quite happy with that. So this is where it gets noisy. Get the old hairdryer out, so bear with me. There we go. Right, after I've dried it, excuse me, I'm okay with it now, because I think once we start layering some colour on, because we've got the eyeshadow to do, and then we've got the lips to do, and we've got the hair and possibly some nails. I think that might lift it, and then we've got the eyes, which I don't know what colour do you think we should do the eyes. Let's have a think on that one. Oh, let's have a nearly caused a right. Let's put these back into the container, and then let's pick out. In fact, these two were together. So, would you have red and would you have purple? I don't think you would you? I think you'd go with, if you had red lips, I think you'd go with a pinkier eyeshadow. So let's go with the pinky there. But I'm going to go quite deep with this, because I want this to be quite strong. And then we've got the red. Again, I put quite a bit on. And let's hope that we're okay with it. And of course, let's try the medium brush for this, shall we? Again, I'm just getting the water into the nib, into the brush, and then let's soften this out and spread what we've done. There we go, and now the lips. There we go. How do you think that's going? Please say yes. So I think should we go for a smoke? Should we try and do a smoky eye? Let's try and do a smoky eye, shall we? Let's just go with a deeper there. I know this is totally new to me, this. But saying that, I did once do makeup for a drag artist. And I did costumes as well, which was great fun. There we are. That's giving a little bit of definition. And I think with the lips, I think we need to sort of go a bit deeper just round here. Because what I might do is I might actually put a gloss when this is dry. Just put a gloss on here. Let's just give this a little bit of a definition. There we go. Look, see, and that, yeah, well, right. Nail varnish. What colour are we going? Well, if we're going for the purples and the purples, I think we're going to have to go with the pinks, aren't we? Stay with that colour family. So, bumpity bumpity bum. Let's use this, and I'm using it a little bit heavier for the simple reason that I'm having to go over the base colour. So I'm hoping that when the two mix together, they'll be okay. There we go. Right, eyes. I think we should have piercing blue eyes. So, I think it's in that. Oh, there's a nice blue. Piercing blue. There we go. Piercing blue. Right. We're going to do the hair, but I think now's the time we're going to decide where the dark, we're going to bring some darkness in. So I'm just going to use a grey for this. I'm not using a black. I'm just going to see if I've actually got a darker grey. I don't think I have. Unfortunately, unlike marker pens, these, well, I've got them here. I don't really want to go into the richer, the bigger pens, because that kind of defeats what we're doing. So that is a dark. That's a dark. Yeah, that's a dark grey. Yeah, that's dark. So just try this gently. I'm just going to go gently round here. Again, I'm using the side of the brush. Sorry, I'm using the side of the pencil. Because this is where the shadow is going to fall. And then a little bit here. Not a lot, just a little bit. And a little bit there. And then just that little bit there. Right. Let's go with here and under here. Under here. Now this would be darker here because it's under, and then we'd have a bit of darkness here as well. So right, let's I'm going to take the smaller brush, I think, for this one, because I don't want it to go too. I don't want it to be too heavy and too wet, you know. So just gently, let's just ease that in. We're not going heavy. That's the reason why I'm using the lighter brush. Is because it gives me that little bit more control over the water and where we're going. And let's go down here. This could be, you know, where it turns into be a bit of a mess, but hopefully things will work out. Now it's bled there, can you see? But if I just pull that back a bit, I think we've got. Well, I think we've just about got away with that. I think. Never mind. We can. When it's dry, I should have given it a bit of a zzz before I went ahead. Anyway, let's leave it at that, and I'm going to just do the old hair dry treatment again. Right, now then, the fun bit. Let's do the hair, shall we? What colour do you want? Well, I think we should use browns and golden colours. Let's use some, and then we'll just throw a bit of orange in. And that's a nice brown. That's a nice brown. That's a bit of a reddy brown, which let's just dive in. No, I don't want that because it's too. However, that's yellow. That's the front door. I'm just going to pause you, and I'm going to come back in a minute. Right, I'm back. I'm just going to have a quick slurp of tea. I hope it wasn't too noisy. That was just a delivery of some airbrush medium, which I'll talk about in another video. It's something that I came across while I was looking on YouTube, so I found it very interesting. So it's something that I will sort of let people know about in another video. Right, where are we now? We're kind of looking for browns. There's a brown. Right, I think we've got enough. Oh. There's a nice reddy brown there, which I think we can bring into it. We've got a nice selection of colours. Once again, we'll pick out our lightest colour. So, I think the base colour, do we want a golden or do we want a brown? I think we should go with the brown. Now, fingers crossed, this is what it turns out like when we've added the water to it. So once again, I'm just using the sides of the pencil to get coverage, because what we can do is that we can add the colour of the other items, of the other layers, sorry, of the hair. Let's just go there for that. Right, I think that's okay, so put that on the side. Now then, let's add a little bit of orange to the hair. Just select areas, not all of it, just little bits. Again, just using the edge of the brush, of the pencil. Why do I keep calling it a brush? Just using the edge of the pencil. And then let's add a bit of there. Then want to use some yellow. Bring some yellow into it. Some yellow into the proceedings. Let's go with some darker brown now. Not everywhere, just we're trying to sort of trying to copy the highlights. Is it highlights and lowlights? I don't know, because I just take number 3 and chop it, and that's it. Right. A bit darker around here. A bit darker here. It does look like a mess, but fingers crossed when we bring in the water. Right, let's go with some yellow. Right, with the yellow, I'm going to actually pick out what I want with the yellow. I'm going to go over the lines quite heavily. Because it'd be interesting to see how this will react with the base, with the colours that we've laid down. So I'll put some. Then, do we want to just add a little bit more, a bit of a richer brown where we've not gone? It's just put colour where you want to. Don't, follow a pattern. After all, it's your painting. It's your creation, really, isn't it? So don't worry about it. If it looks a bit, no one, it's yours. Enjoy it. What it is. I could never draw this, so I'm happy just, using whatever medium, because I could use acrylic paints. So I think that's going to be an option for one of the other pictures that we've got. The stamps. The world is our oyster, so to speak. Right. Do you think we've done now? Do you think we've put enough colour down? Right. Cross finger time. Right, for this we will definitely need the bigger brush, but yeah, I was going to go and get a paintbrush, one of the smaller paintbrushes and a little tub of water, but yeah, I will. I'm sorry about this. I'm going to cheat a little bit. And I'm going to get a flat brush. Now, no, I won't, because that's going against everything that we're doing on this project. So it's not fair to change the goalposts, as we say, halfway through the game. So let's stick with what we've got and work with it. Again, I'm just going in a circular motion and trying to blend in as much as I can and make sure everything is blended in. In some cases, dragging it down, dragging it across, but make sure everything is activated by the water. I've got all quiet. Have you noticed that when we're concentrating, well, men, we go quiet. We're not very good at multitasking like you women. You can do more than one thing at once. Now, can you see I managed to pick up some colour from here? And then just move it across there. That's another beauty of these. It's just, you can move it around. You can't move it around a lot, but you can move it around a little bit. So there we go. And I can say I can highly, highly, highly recommend these stamps. They're not cheap, I do understand, and they are what I would call an investment. But if it's a choice between putting food on the table or a stamp, oh please, it's got to be food on the table at all times. Do not put yourself into debt. Unfortunately, there's quite a few of us have done that, and that we've been in the position where we have we've succumbed, and we've gone down that dreaded path of not being able to afford things and pay bills because we've overspent. But please, think, do I really need this? Do I want it? There's a difference between wanting and needing. So this is why I sort of do, why I say what I say, is because that all this stuff that I have has been built up over a period of, well, some of my, as I say in a couple of my other videos, some of my my brushes are over 25 years old. If you look after them, they will last you. It's like the stamps I've got. I'm now being very, very selective in what I buy. Before, I'd buy anything that was cheap. Excuse me. And I would buy anything that was what people said was the must thing. Well, unfortunately, I fell for that trap, and it got me into it got me into a dark place. But all is good now. So this is why I say, only stress, buy what you can afford, and don't think that you just buy it and you can buy it for one thing. Now this figure I can use in a lot of projects. It's like these, that I can use in a lot of projects. That as well. These are some of the stamps that you can also get. It's like, how many people, hold your hands up, how many people can draw flowers? That you see these creative, these brilliant people that can knock off flowers like this, and they just absolutely might, and you stand there and you think, duh, how can I do it? And you feel guilty. Now, this was a, let me just turn it around. This was a base stamp. These stamps, this was from another stamp set, this bit here, and that was a base. I couldn't draw this, but I bought the means to do it, and I bought the means to use them. I'm not going to use them all the time, but I think it's just great. It just gives me especially with the modern work that I'd like to do, it opens up a lot more creative, it makes me that little bit more excited about doing things. Right, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give this a quick blast with a hairdryer, because I'm going to get some, I'll find. The reason why I turned that on is because it went out of my head, and rather than look stupid, I thought, well, I'll let this hide it. There we go. That's that done. Right. Go and dive into my little box of bits when it comes to, hang on, let me just move my easel. I'm just going into the dark tunnel, so bear with me. I would like to try and find, if I can, no, that's not it. Where's the varnish? The varnish, matte, gloss. Where are you, gloss? Glossy, where are you? Oh, so that's where you went. I was looking for you the other day. Some stays on cleaner. And there's the stays on cleaner as well. You shouldn't be in there, you should be in the other place. Clear varnish, that's the one. clear varnish. Yeah, where are we? Clear varnish. There we go. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to need some more of this soon. It's Glossy Accents. It's by Ranger. And I broke the top. When it's working, it's absolutely, it's brilliant stuff. It's one of the best things that they've made. This. It really is one of the best. But I somehow broke the thing. Anyway, it does work if I push, shove and light a candle. Let's just get a scrap of paper. Let's get it working. There we go. Right, what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go with the lips. Give the lips a gloss. Then go with the nails. And then, I don't know. Should the eyes sparkle? Go on, that one. In for a penny, in for a pound. If it doesn't work, you can always save next time. There we go. Right. Leave that to dry, Alan. Put your homemade lid on. But what I'm going to do now is that I think I'm going to get some Sakura pens, because I'd like to put just that little bit of glitter into the final piece. So pens, where are you? Here we go. Here are the pens. So clear gloss, glitter, clear glitter. Right, so I don't get stuff all over myself, I'm just going to turn that round, and then I'm just going to go, around the. They've given me lines that I can copy. No, I can use. So I'm not going to use all of them. I'll just pick a few, and then just not go through all, just highlight, I think. I've gone quiet again, I do apologise. There's nothing worse than, I mean, I do it myself. I flick through videos, and when, you know, it's just nothing there, there's no talking, there's no interaction, it does get boring, and it's not very nice to watch. So I've promised myself that whenever possible I'm going to talk and talk and talk, even if it means talking about what I watched on the box last night, or whatever is giving me the rant of the day. Fortunately, I've not really got anything to rant about, but I missed a bit there, so I'm going to have to get the thing out again. Right, I think that's okay. What I might do is just put a bit of, go on, let's go in for a penny. Let's just add a bit of glitter around the eyes. That's it. Right, there's a little dribble there that needs to be, not dribble, there's a little hole that needs to be filled in, which is the only thing with this this medium, is that you sometimes do miss that little, so it's just little, yeah, there's no great loss, just, there we go. It dries quite quickly, which you can see. And there. I think I am okay with that as a first attempt. Once again, I will show you, whoops, what I used. If I can get back in one piece. There we go. Where are we now? I used an archival black. I bought the big one. They come in the smaller sizes as well, so don't worry about that. And they also come in the little diddy ones. They come in that size as well, so you can get the archival blacks. And here is the original stamp that I used, which again, so if you go down to the bottom, you'll find a link to the site where you can have a look at all the other. But I am so in love with these stamps, so in love. I'm a happy bunny now, so to speak. Right, let me just get this here. Right, so I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found it, you know, well, that you gained something from it. I hope it's not too garish, but you know, I just thought I'd give it a whirl and give it a play, and baby steps. Next time I'm going to do things differently. So here you go. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention to you. I don't know if you know this or not, but when you're using the Secura pens, you can actually water them down a little bit and soften them by dragging them. So if you went through a line and it was a bit too much, or if you wanted to just spread, like, see, like that there is a black line, I just went on it, just go with the pen, with the water, and it will soften them. So yeah, you can also wetten your Secura pens like that. Right then, I'm going to say bye for now. I'm going to try and get this video up today, and hopefully I will see you again soon, and we will we'll do something else. Right, I'm just going to zoom out so you can see, and it is kind of been a bit crooked, but I do apologise. And then we'll just put my pens away and then show you around close up what we've done, and then hopefully, you know, that you'll pick up on something. And it looks a bit close up, it looks a bit water washed, doesn't it? It's not coming across, it's looking a bit washed out. Do you see what I mean? But trust me, it's not as bad as it looks. She doesn't look like she's been come out of a vampire film. Oh, oops, I shouldn't have gone so close up, but no, it just shows you we're not all, you know, we're not all perfect. My first attempt, well, it's not actually, it's my second attempt. That was my first attempt, which I'm happy with. That is my second. So to me, I've improved the hair, I've improved the way that I do with the eye, so I'm happy. But I have noticed that I must like that colour hair. Yeah, I tell you, well, I'll say bye for now, and I shall catch up with you soon. Ta-ra!